It's been 4 years since Shine,
yeah.
isn't it? What have you been up to in the
I've
last
been
4
living.
years?
I've been being an actual human being, like living and just trying to write stuff that I think people want to hear in the next 10 years versus 2 months, you know. Takes a minute. I'm the 4-year champ when it comes to albums, but I feel like when people hear it, you know, people hear Shine, they don't want to listen to it for 4 years, 10 years. When people hear all of me, they have the same effect, and that's, you know, that's all I really want. So
something that lasts in the record collection.
Yeah, something that lasts. Yeah.
And obviously, as the title suggests, well, it's quite a personal record.
Yeah.
From the sounds of it.
100%.
Was it a difficult one to write?
It was difficult in terms of like the way I approached writing. It wasn't easy for me because, you know, I'm not the most open artist kind of thing. You know, you don't see my life splashed all over everyone's pages and, you know, magazines. And people don't really see that kind of stuff. So for me, it was just hard period going into the studio and crying, saying, you know what, just being extremely happy and not setting myself up in my head to walk into somebody's studio or producer I didn't really know and work with them, and, you know, and not caring about my mood or how happy or sad I felt. You know, I would always walk in and just be like completely composed. You know, this time around I was like, I'm crying today and I feel like crying. I'm going to the studio and I know this producer's gonna have it down, so we're gonna have to do this. You know. And
the current single, Thank You, kind of sounds like the getting it all out, like the final result of the album almost. Is that what it is?
It's an experiment in how calm I can be. It's an experiment in knowing when something's over and just not overreacting, you know? Like, it's an experiment in, can women have a breakup song or a heartbreak song that doesn't involve smashing windows, that doesn't involve burning clothes? Can we actually be adults and can we do stuff the mature way? You know? And I think, you know, I think it's one of the better ones. You know, I didn't write it. It's one of the only songs I didn't write. That one and Do My Thing, and it just spoke to me, you know. And then I ended up breaking up with somebody two weeks later, so it all made sense.
And you've also worked with like a seriously stellar lineup on the album. You've got like Rick Ross, Chris Brown, John Legend, executive producer.
I'm on his label, so he kind of gets to exec produce everything I do. No, but he's like my musical soulmate on the level of like I could just give him music and know that it's going to be a balanced opinion and trust him with it, you know, which I don't do with anybody.
And there are a lot of British artists kind of going out to the US.
Doing it proud. I'm happy. I see him come over and I'm like, yeah. It's a British invasion again. You know, they say every 3 years. The British invasion is like, you know what, we've been invaded, we're here now. You know, stop.
Is there anyone you're particularly liking? Jessie J is doing quite well.
She's been doing well. I love Tiny. I'm seeing what he's doing. He's really working. He's putting in the full-out groundwork. You know, I see him on shows and at events and doing things that are just amazing, you know.
Are you planning on touring back here again?
Absolutely. I'll be on tour in April. All throughout April and May. If you go to estellemusic.com/tour, you can check out where we'll be. But yeah, All of Me tour hits in April and May.